What's up, guys? It's your boy Fix It Daniel, and today we're finally going to get back on the scooter. We are going to be tearing apart the motor, separating them, and trying to add them, replace them with the new parts. So, I hope you guys are ready because I'm ready to get into this. So, let's get into it. Alright guys, so welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have not seen my stuff, please go down and check it out, like and subscribe. But today, we're going to be on the SYM scooter. This is part 5 of getting this motor torn apart and put back together so we can get it back in the bike. I am super excited to get to this point, and I hope that you guys are, and I thank you guys for watching and giving your love and support. But we're going to get into this. So let's go over to the motor and check it out. Okay, so we are at the motor. So all that stuff is already pretty much loosely taken apart. We need to work on the valves, and we need to work on the piston. We got to pull this all apart so we can do the piston and do the valves. Because as you saw in the last video, if you guys have not, we will show you today. But the valves have bent off and broken into the piston. So we got to replace the valves and we got to replace the piston. So we're going to get this taken off so we can separate these two, and then we'll take a look at the piston and we'll show you guys if you guys have not seen the carnage. Okay guys, so we are at the motor. So we wanted to make sure this is at top dead, and as you see, if I get this light, the camera to align with one another, you see where that T is? That T needs to be lined up with this piece here, and it is. I'm just trying to show it to you and put the camera at the time. You see it's right there, so that's fine. But the thing that we'll have to adjust before we put it back in is, you see that line? So you see this little line that's indented here? It needs to be right here where this little divot is. So when we put it back together, it was off timing, which is fine. We're going to be doing the valve thing anyway. But as long as the crank down here is at top dead center, which is where it is, this won't be a problem. We can adjust that. We just have to make sure when we put it back in, it's basically this little divot line needs to be right here with this divot, and then it'll be a top dead. But we're going to do the valve thing anyway, so it'll be adjusted. We'll have to put it back. But as long as the crank is at top dead center, that's where we need to be. So now we can go ahead and take this out. Okay guys, so we are at the motor. So we wanted to make sure this is at top dead, and as you see, if I get this light, the camera to align with one another, you see where that T is? That T needs to be lined up with this piece here, and it is. I'm just trying to show it to you and put the camera at the time. You see it's right there, so that's fine. But the thing that we'll have to adjust before we put it back in is, you see that line? So you see this little line that's indented here? It needs to be right here where this little divot is. So when we put it back together, it was off timing, which is fine. We're going to be doing the valve thing anyway. But as long as the crank down here is at top dead center, which is where it is, this won't be a problem. We can adjust that. We just have to make sure when we put it back in, it's basically this little divot line needs to be right here with this divot, and then it'll be a top dead. But we're going to do the valve thing anyway, so it'll be adjusted. We'll have to put it back. But as long as the crank is at top dead center, that's where we need to be. So now we can go ahead and take this out. All right, so we're going to take these out. These are already loosened, so we're going to just, we already taken out the 2 bolts. We're just going to lay them here on this towel. We got this bar, which was these 2 screws, which was 10 millimeters, so we could get this cover off. Just four of the same screws. We're going to lay everything here. Everything's loose, so we'll set those down. All right, and then the cover comes off. We'll lay the cover to the side, and those are there. So now, like I said, everything is loose. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this Actually, we'll leave the tensioner. I would take the tensioners off. So we're gonna take the tensioner off. So take the spring out here, set it down there, and then that should be able to get these screws out here, because we're gonna loosening up the tensioner, make it a little easier. All right, get this one off here. All right, then we'll take this out. There's our tensioner. So what we'll do is we'll just push this. When we get it ready, we can push that in, and then this will go down. So we'll set that there. All right, and then now we're gonna take these off. These two pieces here. This gets the little gearing out. So we'll take that off there, set it down, try to keep them together so we don't lose them. So I got a little towel down here. I can show you in a sec. Gets all these parts off. All these parts were loose because I've already taken it off, but we will make sure they get back on. So set that down there. All right. So now that we got that, I'll come over here, show you guys. So we got some bolts here. They're not, like I said, they're not bolted down. So they're all just in there, just being held. Okay. And then we have these nuts here with washers. So make sure we get those washers out. Set them down here. All right, we're gonna set these washers down. These last two nuts. The washers will come out with it. All right. Put that over there. Slide these over here so we got some more room. All right, and now we're just going to do. So now everything's off. It's ready to come out, but we got to get this gear separated. So we just pop it off. Just slides right off like that. And then now we can pull this off. So we just pull. Like so, nice and gently, nice and easy. Just take your time, wiggle it, give it a little more force pull. Okay, there goes our spacers. All right, so put our spacers in the thing. And then now we have our gearing. So where it is right now, I needed to be turned a little bit more, which is fine. We'll deal with that later. All right, so we're just gonna take this gearing piece off. All right, and then now we will reveal you the problem, if you've not seen it in any other video, is that. So, as you see, that is the problem. The piston is not the problem. The valve is impaled into the piston. Get a better shot. See how that's impaled? So I thought it was a hole in the piston, but it's a hole in the piston. It's not a hole in the piston. It is, but it impaled it. So it didn't go all the way through. But as you see, I'll flip it over to the other side. See the valve? Oop. Got some bent one here. Lost one, which is the one that got impaled. Destroyed the everything. So we're going to replace this whole entire thing. And we're going to be replacing this as well. So these are ready to come out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this too, because I want to make sure everything is good, because we're going to have to replace this as well. So we're gonna just ever so slightly just pull this, if it'll let us. All right, I'm gonna have to get a flathead and separate it real quick. All right, just help with assistance. All right, so she's in there. It's in there pretty good. So may have to get something. Well, here, you know what? I'm just gonna pry it. I have a new gasket and everything. Well, it won't let me pry it. It's in there pretty good, actually. All right, let me go get a hammer and we'll do some tapping. Might just need a little bit of a jolt. All right, nice and taps. All right, I think we got it. All right, here it comes. Make sure you put our chain in this guide so it doesn't get all bind up. All right, we just pull it out nice and gently. Okay, almost there. Got something holding us up. No? Something's holding us up. Well, those are all out. All right, we'll pull these little pins out. That might be one of the issues. It is. Apparently. Oh, I see why. Forgot to take this hose off. I kept wondering what was holding me up. My bad, I forgot this hose. It was still attached to it. So that would explain why it's retracting like a spring. Forgot this hose. All right, now, ooh, that's not good. Now we should be able to take this apart. There we go. Yep, that's what it was. I had the hose on there. And that hose, ooh, that's not good. Wow, it's pretty corroded in there. All right. So now we got this all off, as you see, and it's spewing out fluid, which we will dump. But the piston and the shaft looks really good, so that's a good sign. So now what you gotta do is just piece this all back together and we should be good. But let's go ahead and get this dumped out, and then we'll start working on one of these two. Okay guys, so we decided to take this inside. I'm inside the house taking this apart. So what we need to do is we need to get this piece off so we can get these rockers off. And I've taken off the thermostat, which I actually saw it was pretty much not going to work, so we're going to have to replace that with a new thermostat. So that may slow this down just a little bit because I have to order one of these. I took this off. I took off the back here on this in here. I took a thermostat off sensor. That looks pretty good, so we should be okay with that. But we're going to definitely need a new thermostat housing, especially if we're going to be redoing this. So what we're going to need to do is we need to get these rockers off. So it's basically this retainer, and then these things come sliding out. Then these come out, and then it gives us access to the springs. So I'm going to take our 8mm. I believe it's an 8mm. It is. I'm just going to crack it. Okay. Perhaps I got it on the wrong way. Nope. Just need a little bit of oomph. All right, so we're going to take this bolt out, set it over here to the side. Then we got this little tab green side up, which is a good idea. I mean, I don't think it really matters, but I'm gonna go with this green side going up. And then all we do is take our needle nose pliers, stick it down and pull. Just gotta give it a little oomph. Okay, let's try not to destroy this. Maybe it just needs to be turned. Hold up. All right, it's coming. Let me get a better puller. So we're back. Got a better puller. Got some channels, but I'm gonna set this up a little bigger so that way it doesn't take a gouge out. And I'm gonna use a rag to set it over. Hopefully that'll pull it out. So let's see. Okay, maybe not. All right. Get a bit more bite on this. This thing does not want to cooperate today. Not at all. Okay. We don't want to destroy it because we need to put it back in there. So let's just see if this will. It wants to come out. It's just a little pride in there. So I mean, it's coming. It's just not getting that serious bite on there. And this isn't helping because this is too oh wait, maybe I got it. Nope. Okay. Should be easy to come on out, but it's not. This thing is useless. This channel lock. I swear, man. Definitely getting a ratchet one next time. All right, here we go. Hopefully I give it enough room to pull it. Here we go. I don't know if it needs to be turned like a keyway, or is it like a cam where you have to turn the lobes to get them out, but it should just come straight out. Not for sure why it's not. We will have to figure this out, because this side should, hopefully this one will come out a lot better. Yeah, this one came out better. I don't know why. See how easy? That was easy. And then you just pull this up. Then there you go. So just got to make sure we put them back in the right spot. So this is the exhaust. No. Let's see. That's the exhaust. Okay, so top of the motor. This one, which is at HM1. So we'll set that to the side. And then that one came out with like nothing. I think it's got some fluid in there still, so it's causing a little bit of a hesitation to get it out. There we go. I think we can finish it off with the channel locks. Yeah, it was springed on there. Okay, so we got this one out, and then let's see if this has any. So E. Oh, that's easy. Okay. So we have a what is that? A HMI for intake. Then we have an HMA for intake. So that's easy. I for intake, E for exhaust. So perfect. We don't have to figure it out. We just know. Put that back. Then now, one of the other things I was worried about, which I don't know how great this is going to be, but I'm going to try and take it out now if I can get it out, is to get this. Oh, that was easy. I thought that was going to be a pain in the tuchus. That was easy out. All right, so here's our cam. I thought that was going to take, I thought we were going to get a puller. That came out with ease. Pull. All right, now we're getting somewhere. I think it's just completely filled with fluid, so that actually kind of helped. I thought some of the things said that you had to heat it up, but not this. So I think we're good to get this out. All right, so now I bought a tool. This is the tool from Harbor Freight. It's a puller. It'll help us with the valve seats or cleats to get them out. So we can push it down and then we can take them out nice and easy, and then we can put them back in. So I'm gonna try this and see if this works. If not, I've seen people just take it with a hammer and tap it and then get it out. But these don't seem too hard to push in. So, well, that one might be, because it's probably jammed. This is probably one of the jammed ones. So this one's probably it, because it's probably, yep, it's the broken one. That's why it's so easy. So we're gonna go ahead and try this and see if this is gonna work. I don't know how great this will be, but we're gonna give it a try anyway. Because it's oh, hold on. Yeah, let's try and see if we can get this thing out, because I don't want to try to do it without it. All right, so this is my first time using one of these, so bear with me. All right, let's see if we can push this down, see if we got any room to push this down. Keepers, I think is what these things are called, keepers. So I want to try and see if I can get this keeper down. It's actually going to get kind of tight. Well, we may have an issue because this keeper. So let me try and see if I can take it, because this keeper is already ready to come out because it's already broke. At least this, I'm sorry, not the keeper, but the spring set is ready to come out because it's broke. So let's see what it looks like once we get this thing out of here. All right, let's spring this out and off of it. All right, see, yeah, it's already wanting to come up because it's already broke. So I don't know how we're gonna get that completely off. That's gonna be a trick. I may have to tap this one, but there's some springs in with springs. So this one I may have to just punch it down, because this one's broke. So we're gonna set this to the side here. All right, so, and there's these little caps in here I have to probably take off in a little bit, but I'm gonna try and see if this spring tool will work before we move forward. So let's try this on the short side here, because I really want to see if this is going to work. Because if this isn't going to work, we're going to have to do it a different way. All right, so let's get it down in there. All right, got a nice good set. Let's see if this tool is going to help us, or is it going to hurt us? Okay. Trying to get this thing on set. It's only getting one side, so I don't know how great that's going to be. Not good. All right, think, I hope I didn't break it because it just tilted to the side. All right, hold on, let me get this thing out of here. Well, I hope I didn't break it. May have. Hold on, we'll get this fixed. I'll be right back. Guys, so we got one out. I just wanted to try and see how it works. I need to get this cap piece off here. These all right, guys, sorry, I didn't even realize I wasn't recording. So we got the other one out too. I'm so sorry, I didn't realize that I was not recording. Yeah. My apologies on that. So we're gonna go ahead and push this one out. So it's right here, it's out. Just push. Look at that. That one's definitely bent. Luckily it didn't break, but it's definitely bad. So we're gonna put that over here with this. All right, and then I have these little caps here that you have to pull out. It's got a little spring on it. So I'll take my little channel locks, get it right on top of it, slightly. Oop, try not to get it too, don't get on the edge because you don't want to rip it. You want to get it right on the base and just pull. I guess definitely this is. All right, just pull, got that off, put it right next to the one that we have. All right, so now let me show you how to take this one out now. I thought I had a video, I thought it was recording, but it actually wasn't. It died on me or what, it closed, whatever. But okay, so you take a 15mm socket. That's what it fits over nice and well. Got a nice good hammer. Just give it a good taps. Another one. One more until you hear it kind of fall out. All right, this one might be a little tricky, so one more hit. Oop, there it goes. Maybe next time I'll put an extension on it so I can hold it up top. But we got it. So now what you want to do is you want to make sure you find your keepers. So we're gonna pull this, make sure the keepers didn't go up in there. Nope, keepers didn't go up in there. So these keepers can be really easily lost. So you just got to be careful. They're in there somewhere. Oh, I see them. They fell down into this tray here. So hold on. Let me separate my stuff real quick. Get my extension. See? There's my keepers. So always good to have a magnet around, and make sure you got a good place of where they went, so that way you can put them back. And now we'll pull out this last one. That one's the one that's a little tricky. So we'll see if we can just tap it. Now that one got bent big time in there. So let's see if we can pull it out. That one's in there pretty good. Yeah, that one's in there pretty good. Let me see if I can pull this cap off without. All right, we got the cap off. That's fine. Oops, kind of smushed it a little bit. Didn't mean to do that. Just good. It's good. It'll go back on. Okay, so we got that off. This one's still stuck in there. I was hoping to... Here, let me see if I can try and tap this out. Yeah, let me see if I can tap it out. All right, there we go. Ish. Yeah. All right. This one was bent in there really, really well, as you can see. So wow, look at that. Wow, that was in there. Look how bent that is. It did an S bend. That's crazy. Well, at least we could say we got them all out. So now this is all out. No problems. We would be able to reuse it if this wouldn't have happened. Technically, you could kind of reuse it, but with this all banged up, I would not want that to happen again, of whatever the reason why that didn't work out. I mean, it's pretty smooth around there. It looks like... so I think what really happened, and this may be true, the guy had mentioned that he thinks that somebody had put a long a spark plug in. So and that could be very much what could have happened. Not for sure if that's the real reason what happened, but it definitely looks like something got banged here. So maybe what happened was the piston, I mean the not the piston, but maybe the spark plug was too long and it got caught on this valve here. And when it got caught, it like at the same time it opened, it caught on the spark plug. It would not let it go down, so it kept going up and down, up and down, up and down, and then eventually finally probably broke it. I don't know if that one's the one that was broke, because I've turned it. So I mean, actually, so it was this was the one that was broke. So yeah, that's it. Is this area right here. So basically the guy had mentioned, and I didn't take it too much credit, but he said that someone may have put out too long of a spark plug, and it probably came down too long, so long that when this valve opened, it caught on it, and then it kind of went up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then finally just ended up breaking it. And then now you have this broken off head that's inside of the piston, in this piston area. There's no place really much for it to go except for banging into the spark plug. So it banged into the spark plug, banged into the piston, and impaled itself and broke off the spark plug, because he said that the head of the front of it was broke. And that would make sense. So basically this whole entire thing was contributed to someone putting in the wrong type of spark plug. They put a too long of a spark plug in and ruined this whole entire thing, because everything was good. It's just that this was ruined. But it looked like it needed some service anyway, because the channels for the coolant was completely gunked. Like it's never been changed. And it was still kept running. There was no seal breaks or nothing, but this was the definite culprit. And I think what happened was when it broke, he lost all of his oil, because he said that he thinks like someone ran it without oil. I think it was because there was no way for the oil to stay. It just kept coming out. I don't know. I'm not really for sure on that, but this looks completely correct when he said that he thinks someone put too long of a piston. So it could have been a bunch of things. And I'm not for sure if that's the oil thing, but this with the piston thing and the long spark plug, that definitely contributes to what this is causing. So we got it out, and now we can start reassembling it with our new one. All right, guys, so we're back at the table. So this is our old one, and here is our new one. We got a brand new one. and hopefully this works. It's identical to the original one that we have. So hopefully we a little bit of just reverse what we just did and put everything back in. So let's go ahead and start getting this back in. I got this ordered. Took a while to get here. I ordered it around the same time that I had had the issue with the valve. So it took a little while. Came like maybe a few days ago. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting into this, making sure we're not missing anything. So I'm gonna overlook at the old one, make sure everything is good, make sure we're not missing anything, which we are. I see something right off the bat, we're missing something. So hold on. I'm gonna look inside. Look pretty good inside. So there's one thing I just noticed that we're missing out of here. So we're gonna move this off to the side so you can see what I'm talking about. So it looks like we're missing these little, there's some pieces here, some kind of a insert. I don't know if that's part of it or is that different. So I thought I saw that move. Yeah, this moves. So we're gonna get a pick and see if we can get that out. All right, guys, so we're back. So we have to get these little things out here. So we actually got one out already. It's just this little slice plier piece. So I'm going to position this like it's on here. So I got some oil. Since this thing is encased in oil, I'm gonna put some oil on here, put it on there, and then we will grab our thing and then just push them down. That's simple. All right, so really quite so easy. So basically what you do is I'm trying to get to the light. So what you do is you grab a pick and you just get up under it. It's like suctioned on because of the oil. So you just pick it up. And then we'll do the same thing over here. We'll just get our thing up under it. Get our pick. Like so. And then we'll just hopefully get this. This one's a little feisty. Not for sure why this one's being a little more feistier than the other ones. All right, so we'll try this one here. Sorry, I know you probably can't see that. So you just gotta get your pick up under it. Move it around if you have to. And then you just get it up and lift. This one was a little feisty, I don't know why. It's still feisty. All right, so we're just gonna pick these out. They're just being held in because of the oil that's up under them. So they're not exactly they're just sitting in there. They're not like pressed in, they just sit. But they are a little feisty coming out. So I'm gonna get my double pick. yeah, they're a little feisty getting out. But that's no problem. It's no problem at all. Okay. So we're gonna hold on to this. Give this thing a little dab of oil in here. And then we'll just insert it. Take our pick. All right. So get the other one out. So it looks like it takes a 2-picker to help kind of get it started. It definitely wants to fight. It's not exactly easy getting him out. Man, these things are tough. Let's try to see if we can get this other one out. Alright, this one came out pretty good. Good thing I caught that. I would have missed that if I wasn't paying attention. So this one we're trying to do it very slow and easy, just so we don't miss anything. Because that would have been a crucial if I had not noticed that and just decided to just say go for it. So just be mindful of that. We got one more that's fighting us. I'm gonna try to see if I can give it a... Ooh. Oh, that was my bad. Spilt the oil. Hold on, we'll be back. Okay guys, after spilling that oil, we managed to get them all in. It was just a little bit of a oil seepage that was keeping it like suctioned, so it was being more difficult getting out. But now we're good. We got those in. Those are good to go. Let's get this piece out of here. Sorry, I got some of this brush hair in here. Don't want that in there. We have to use a different alternative instead of the brush hair, because I don't want that in there. It's got this one little piece of hair. All right, and we should be good to go. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get these all in. So let's see. All right, we got some big valves, small valves here, so we want to definitely make sure we're getting the right ones. Okay, so big valves, small valves. I think we got them on the right side. Yep, we got them on the right side. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our valves in. We got them right here. Came with the kit. See right here, came with the kit. Just gonna take it and stick it up at the bottom. Go through the holes like that. And go ahead and get them all in, but we don't have to keep lifting because they're actually going to slide out. So it goes like this, goes in the hole. See how flush they go? Just like that. set these off to the side, and then we'll get the other ones in. Get the other ones in like so. Go nice and flush in there. Then we get the last one. Boom. That will just be perfect. We'll turn them. Just like that. Nice and straight and perfect. So now we're going to slide these over and lay them down. They probably moved out of place anyway, most likely. All right. So now we can go ahead and start putting in our little caps. Probably should have did that first, actually. You're probably right. Yeah, let's do those first. So let me start over. I totally forgot about the caps. So no problem. We'll just pull these out. Totally forgot about the caps first. Let's do the caps first. Oops. All right, so we'll do the first cap here. Just snap one like that. And take our other ones and just push. Just snap one like that. All right, nice and good. Then the last one. Make sure get it on the right side. All right, I think we're good. All right, I think we're good now. All right, let's do that again. Now we can go ahead and put the big ones back in there. All right, so flip them over, push them through. Feels like that holds them in place, which is a good idea. All right, so we're gonna stick this one in here, push them through. Yeah, it looks like they're snap holders. They hold the actual valve in place so they don't fall out on their own freely. So, good idea to do that first before sticking these in. All right, so now we can turn them so they're facing the right way. All right, there we go. Flip them over. All right, now we're good to go. So, we're gonna take our springs, put our springs back in. All right, so this is one of the challenges that we may have. So, is putting these in. So we're gonna try and do one at a time so we got the room, and then we'll go from there. So let me get something that's gonna help us push this down. I thought this little presses would work, but I don't know if they actually will. I think they might make it more of a hemorrhage than is actually gonna be good. So I feel bad getting this tool because I don't think it'll actually work for us. But let me try and take it out and see if it'll actually work for us. Let's try that. So let's take this out, put this over it, and let's see if this is going to hold them. Somewhat. I think I got them on the wrong end. Let me try it this way. Okay. I think I see how this would actually work. So I'm going to push this down. Nah, that's not going to work. Darn it. Alright, I thought this tool was going to help, but this tool is not making it easy. It's actually making it harder. So, and that was what I was afraid of. So we're going to try and get a wrench, and let's see if this actually works. Okay guys, so we're back. After grueling testing and figuring out how to get these in, I found a way that they'll work without using the tool. So, I tried using this tool. This tool doesn't work. It's only good for cars. These are too small. These two are too small of a valve. And you can try and press them with your finger, but if you're not strong enough, or your thumbs aren't strong enough, which mine somewhat aren't, they're hard to get in. But I found a solution of how to do this. So this one went in easy with just using a 12 millimeter opening wrench. Pushed it down, got it. This one fought me. And I will show you how I got this one. I used tape and this, and it worked. So let me show you how we're gonna do this. So let me get these in the spot right here. Okay. So I'm gonna turn this around. Okay. So we can fill one side. Okay. So now we're gonna get the keepers in. So the keepers go right in this little crevice here. So you have to get them in there, get them started, get them lined up, okay? So get them lined up, then get the other one, get that one in, okay? Then push them down so that way they're kind of aligned right, okay? Then here's what I figured out. Grab a piece of tape, clear tape, put it right over the cover for the keepers. It's not going to stay, but it's going to keep it in place. Then take your 12 and push down okay. Didn't work that time. You got to get it straight and just push. Alright, you may this one have to fight a little bit, but that's fine. A little more push. Okay, let me try this again. It took me a couple. This one took me a couple of times. So don't expect to get it right the first time unless you're super strong and you just happen to be lucky and get it right the first time. So let's try this again. Get this lined up if it'll go. Most of the time they don't want to be cooperative. They want to go wherever they want to go. All right. Okay. All right. So now take another piece of tape. Try this again. Just keep trying. Don't give up. Okay. So I'm gonna lay this over and down. I'm gonna open it again, and we're gonna try this. Try to make sure you get as straight as you possibly can going down. All right, I got one in. This one's being a pain in the butt, so we're gonna try it again without the tape. I don't know why this one's giving me a hard time. It should go right in with no problem, but it's giving me a hard time. I got one in. Yeah, that one wouldn't go in. It's hard on your thumbs too. Got it right the first time, and now this one still doesn't want to. So we're gonna try without it. Maybe this is the side that's just like the other one where it went in without me having to use the tape. But the other side, this side did. So this side I didn't need the tape. So let's try that to see if it works without the tape. All right, so we get it set, get it in position, and let's try it. Okay, so we're gonna try it this way. Just don't want to stay. The problem is if you shake or anything, it wiggles itself out of alignment. It's got to go straight down in order for it to seat and hold. But man, these things are a pain. They just want to go wherever they want to go, and then you have to make it go where you want it to go. So if you don't get your angle right, then they won't go in no matter what you do. So all right, hold on, we'll be back. All right, guys, so we moved it back out to the garage. As you see, I got the two in just by sheer dumb luck. I got these two in, and I think the reason why these were easier than this is because this is the intake, I believe, and then this is the exhaust. The springs are a lot more tensioned, so the problem is that they're harder to push down than these were. These, I got these lucky, and then I told you a trick that I thought was going to work over here, and it didn't work. So I apologize on that. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go to Harbor Freight and actually get the right valve crimping tool and take back the one that we got and get the one that we do need to just finish these last two, and then we're good. I already got the piston in. It was really easy. I lubed it up and just pushed it and went right in. So I thought that was going to be tricky too. I thought I was going to have to press that in and press it out, but it came out and went right back in easy. So we're going to stop for a minute and go to the parts store and see if I can find this tool so we can at least finish these last two, and then we'll be good. Then we can just put everything else back together, put the rockers, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, guys, so we are back. We finally got these in. This was a struggle to get these in, but I did get the right one. So this is what made this work. It worked out pretty good. Just took a lot more struggling force, but it was way more better than doing it by hand. So we got that in. Sorry I couldn't show it to you. It took me hours and hours and hours just to get these in, because the fighting to get these pins, basically the problem is that if you don't get these things in straight when you press it down, then you have to make sure you stick your finger in to keep them in, otherwise they'll pop out. And once I finally got my fingers in, I pushed down hard enough to get it around the little clip, then which is basically this little clip. See if you can focus this little clip, this little divot. That's what the keepers need to fit in. If you can't get it past this, it'll just pop out. And then sometimes you get one side, not the other side. So that was what the struggle was. The intake was way more easier. I did that by hand, but these exhausts was a pain in the butt because the spring is a lot more thicker. But we struggled, but we finally got them in, and they all look good. So here I can even show you. Yeah, they look good. They are now in there. All right. So now we take our cam, which is really quite simple. I'm going to take a little bit of oil here, and I'm just going to just lube this up again. Then we'll, lube these up. It falls right in pretty good, so you kind of really don't need it, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to make sure it gets lubed, stays lubed. All right, so we push this in, and then see, it just falls right in. Perfect. Okay, now we need to put our intake and exhaust in here. So this one goes right here, and then we'll just take our pin. We'll have to guide these in the hole. So slide this back just a little bit like that, and then boom, they just go right in. Get that there. Then we're gonna get the other one. So get that there. Then grab the other shaft. And then we're just gonna get this online. Like so. Let's see. I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. There we go. And it shoves it right on in. Okay. Then we have to take our flathead and we gotta turn these just like this, and turn this one just like that, because we need to get this plate. Remember this plate? Remember this plate right here? So remember, green top up. I'm just doing that for my personal thing. You don't have to do that. I'm just doing it because I'm just following whatever it was. So we're gonna get this back in here. Oh, let's drop it. All right, here, hold on. Let me put you guys on a stand, and then this might work a lot better. All right, so now we got you set. So you want to make sure you got this opening available for the actual plate. So we're actually going to do this to make our life a little easier. All right, so we're gonna grab, make our life a little easier. Then we're gonna grab the plate and just stick it right in here, like so. And then we're just gonna go ahead and get this lined in the hole. All right, so we're gonna get this nice and set. Make sure these go in right, just like that. See how it kind of falls in? Keeps it kind of locked in place. All right, so we take our wrench and we're gonna tighten this up. Move this out the way. Okay, tighten this up like so. All right, and we are good. So they'll turn on their own. We're not going to mess with them. They should be fine. We'll be able to turn it later once we get it in there, but we pretty much got it in there now. So that's the good part. We got this whole entire thing in, and the cams will lift and close forcefully, you know, once this gets turned with the gears and with the chain and stuff. But that's actually alarming. I may have to do some adjustments on that. But this one seems really firm. But this, I think this is the exhaust side. No, the intake side. Intake side's a little loose, but the exhaust side is perfect. It feels like it's spot on. So we will definitely have to adjust that before we get that back in the bike, so that way we will be able to get these right. I will look up the specs to figure out what the specs are for this, because I have no idea. I would assume it'd be like a regular scooter, which is, I think it's a 0.04 and a 0.05 if I'm not mistaken, but I want to make sure that it's the correct one. So before we get this completely back into the bike and covered, we will definitely get this adjusted right, because I think this is fine. This one doesn't have a whole lot of wiggle play, but this one does. So we definitely need to get that set. So we'll do some looking up before we completely get this back into the bike. But now we are good. So all we have to do now is just deal with the piston part. So we will get to that, but this looks really, really good. So yeah, this looks really, really good. Everything is there. Like I said, we'll take care of this. Then the next thing we need to do is we need to tackle the piston, and I think we will be getting close to getting this all buttoned up back together. All right, guys, so before we conclude the day, I just wanted to show you, this is what I pretty much had gotten. It's this kind of kit here. Let me set it down so you can see it. So this is the kit that we used to get the valves in. It worked really well. So you just have to flip it till you get to the right size, and then you just use a handle to crank down. This goes on the valve on the bottom side. Crank down, get it nice and tight. Which you have to use your hand. You have to use a little bit of brute force, but then it works really good. So I highly recommend getting this if you're trying to do your valves, whether it be a car or bike or whatever. This is the perfect tool to use. You may have to little manhandle it, but if you want to go a little cheaper, you can go on Amazon to find something a little better, but this worked really well. Okay guys, so we got it all in. Very struggling to get these in, but I'm super happy that they are in. They are nice and tight. Everything is really good. We will need to make the adjustments on the intake side. We want to make sure before we get it all back in that we got it lashed the right way. So I will be doing some research to figure that out. But we're going to go ahead and stop because it's really late, and we will try to reconvene possibly in the next day. So let us go to the next day. All right, guys, we are back. It's the next couple of days. Have some stuff to kind of do, and I didn't get a chance to get to the very next day. But today we're going to go ahead and try and get the piston out. The valve is already good to go. We just need to lash it and put it back on the bike, the motor. So right now we're going to tackle the second hardest part. Well, not the second hardest part. It's probably the least hardest part. Is taking the piston out and replacing it. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to take it out, get it off of the crank, so that way we can look at it a little bit more better, keep the rings, and get the new one back on there. Hopefully it won't be as hard, because that is pretty tricky getting the rings back on there. So we'll see what we can do. So let's go ahead and try and see if we can do it. Let's get over now. Okay guys, so we're going to try and get this piston out of here. It's not exactly easy to show because I need to see what I'm doing, but there is a nice little ring in this crevice here, and there's one on both sides. So the trick how you do it is when you go back to do it, you put the ring in on one side and then you push the sleeve in, so you can work on one side. So one side already has the ring in place, while you just stuck the shaft in on the other side and then fight with just one. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to have to still get it off the piston so we can get it on the new one, but then when we get it back on the bike, one side already have the ring, and then we just slide the shaft on this side and then fight with the ring on this side, and then we'll be good. So right now we're gonna try and get this ring out. Hopefully it doesn't go flying on me. It should be a little easy, but it's actually not being easy. So I can move it, I can see that. Oh, here we go. So there's a nice divot here. So I'm gonna try and see if I can just stab my pick in there. Hopefully not stab my hand. Try to see if we can get this thing out. Because there's a way of getting it out. It's just it's kind of a pain. So I got everything in my way. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and see if we can. All right, this isn't working out. All right, so we're gonna push this down. See if we can get something under there. Okay, so that's not gonna work either. Getting this ring out is gonna be a challenge, I can see already. So you normally used to have like a little C-clip. Yeah, there's no C-clip. It's just a nice little spring ring in there, but there's really no way to get the ring out. So we're just gonna have to pound it and just hope for the best. So let's see if this works. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Oh, it actually did work. Okay, here we go. Oh, there goes the ring. All right, so the ring came out. I just had there's a nice little divot up here, and you just stick it right in and you just pound it. So now that we got that, we should be able to get the shaft out on this side, so we don't have to worry about see if this shaft will come out. Somewhat. The shaft did come out, but we're gonna have to get something else to pound it. So let me see if I can get a flat head, and then we'll just push out the shaft, and then the piston should come right on out. So let me go get my flat head. All right, so we're gonna try and get this shaft out. Let's do it on this side. So it already started moving, so that's a good sign. So we're just gonna just pound it. All right, it's coming out. All right, let me get something to hold this up. Piston's out, and then there we go. So we got the piston out. Okay guys, so we're back. Got it out, and as you see in the inside, it is completely destroyed. This whole entire face and inside got really destroyed by this getting impaled and probably banging up and down. So this is no good. This is a no more good piston. But to show you how I got that other piece, that pin out, I was trying to show you. So this right here, there is a little divot, and this is where the ring sits. So really all you gotta do is just take it and then just pound. And then boom, the ring comes out. So here's the ring right here. It's out. We're gonna keep this piston because I need to make sure I put my rings in the right locations. Not even really the right location, but just the right area. So we're not going to discard this just yet. We need that for reference. Then we have the shaft here. Looks pretty beaten, but we will reuse this because where is my rag? Oh, there we go. So let's clean off this little shaft piece here. We'll re-oil it back up. But yeah, it looks really good. No really bad issues there. It looks really good. So we're gonna reuse this if we have to. So I'm gonna put the ring there. Grab the other ring. Getting it back in may be some fun times. But so what we got here is we got our new one. Got our new piston and everything. Doesn't come with the rod, so we're gonna have to reuse the rod. But let's see. Get this out of the. Show you guys. All right. All right, so here is the new one we got, and here's the, well, all right, here's the piston, nice and good. So we will use this for later because this one's gonna go. This is gonna replace the other one, so we get everything new, our new fitting pieces. We get everything nice and new and good. So I'm super happy for this. So we'll just put this to the side for a sec. So this is the thing that we need to be focused on. So as you see, I'm sorry. So here's the thing we need to be focused on. Nice new piston. We got N for our intake, and then this is also for the exhaust. So the N needs to be up. So we know where that is. But right now, what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to get this ring in on one side. So we should be good. So we're gonna put this ring on this side because this is the side that's we're not gonna be really messing with. So sorry about that. So we're gonna try and see if we can get this ring thing in. Hopefully it's not gonna be too difficult, but it may be. So I'm gonna start with trying to figure out how to squeeze this in. This one's not going to be as easy either. This is always the difficult part, is getting these rings back in. So I need to figure out how to get this ring back in on this one because I have to do it on the other side. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that one out. Not quite for sure how that's gonna work. We'll have to figure it. Crimpers or some kind of device or something. So okay, let's see where we're going with this. Oh, we got it. Bingo! We got it. We figured it out. And then I'm just going to push these down. So what we need to do is we need to get this turned so that way the ring is actually over. If not, we'll never get this thing out. So we need to. So let's go this way. There we go. We need to push this up so that way if we ever happen to want to get these out of here, we can without any issue. So we're going to put some grease in here to kind of help with this process. All we got to do is just lift it up. So, and then technically we do have it in a nice good area, but I would like to get this up a little higher if I could, just to make life a little easier. pin thing is. One's turned. There we go. Oh, no. There we go. Boom. Got it. So now it's in the track. Then we actually got the, I don't know if you could see that, but now the pin, the ring is there. So now if we ever need to get it out, we can stick it right in there, hit it, and it pops right out. So now we're good. So the way this works is, let's try to get some oil on this. So what we want to do is we want to slide this on the side that's not getting the ring. So what we do is we stick it in. Oh, this was perfect. Goes right in, no problem. So what you do is you keep it like that, get it in there, and then we get the piston right in there. So works out perfect. So, yep. All right, so let's, hold on, we'll be right back. Okay guys, so now we got that. We're gonna go ahead and get our rings in. Go ahead and just do it now, get it out the way. That way they're already set. So take our trusty knife. Get it on both ends. All right, I got our box. Kind of move all our stuff out of the way so we got some room. All right, going to open our box. Let's get you guys turned a little bit more so you can see me. All right, and then here's our rings. All right, we got our rings. So we're gonna move this out of the way. We don't need this. Try to make some room so we can have our piston here. Okay, so looks pretty straightforward. All right. And I pretty much know where everything needs to go, but I like to make sure of it. So, yeah, okay, I know where everything's going now. All right, so we're gonna do the bottom ones first. We're gonna get these, this is where the oil ring seals go. So I'm gonna just get some oil going in these crevices all the way around here, just to make it a little easier to get everything on there. So we're gonna start off with the first ring. Kind of get it on the bottom, work our way around, and then get it all the way down. Okay, so now we got our first ring. See? Then we're gonna get our oil ring here, same spot. This one's gonna go above the ring I just put in the same crevice. So we're gonna slide it down, get it in there. Now we get it in this hole. So it's kind of tricky because it's getting pressed out. There we somewhat go. I'm trying to use this as a reference. Okay. Then So we got to spread this out a little bit. Alright, so let's get this other ring, get the other ring on there. Hopefully that'll help out. So this ring goes on top of that other ring. So we want to put this in a different position here. So put it over here. Get the first ring going, then get the second one down there. Then we get it squeezed in on top, like so. There we go. Boom. Now the only issue we have right now is we just need to get these two separated. There's the oil ring is still overlapping, so we're going to hold this, move it, boom, here we go. Look at that. So the way you want to do it is you got to make sure that your rings are going in different directions, so they don't line up against each other, because then the oil is just going to come passing through. So I got one ring on top, which looks good, and then the middle one is good, and then the bottom one is somewhere right here. Okay, so the bottom one's here. So we got that one there for the bottom one, so I'll keep my finger on it. And then the top one is over here. So we got a nice, good crossing. And then the middle one's just fine. So, so yeah, we are good to go. I want to try. I'll probably get this a little bit more better, because I want the oil rings to be completely like across from each other. So one is over here and one's over there. So what I'm doing right now is trying to find it so that way I can move it. I'm gonna move the bottom one. So that's the top one, and then where is the bottom one? Oh, here's the bottom one. Okay, so top one's here. The bottom one's there. Okay, I see it now. So I'm gonna take this bottom one and I'm gonna just turn it. A little more easier said than done, actually. So we're gonna take it, we're gonna turn it. So we get right about here, and then I'm gonna pop it back in. Now we have an oil ring over here opening and an oil ring over here opening, so they're across from each other, so they're not gonna. So basically, the reason why you want to do it that way is you want to make sure you get a nice good seal of oil, because you don't want the oil to come through and go on top of the piston. You want to make sure that it stays right up under here where it's supposed to. So that's the way we got it. So now we're gonna do is the thicker one. So if I'm not mistaken, looking at this, which was the thicker one? So here we're gonna compare. Should be the thicker one goes in the middle, and then the thinner, a little bit of a thinner one goes on top. All right, so now we're gonna try and compare. Whichever one's the thicker goes in the middle, and then whatever one's the thinner one goes on top. So this one looks like it's the thicker one. So the thicker one's gonna go in the center. So we'll just get a little bit of ring of oil going on here to help this out. All right, so we're gonna put the thicker one, and let's see how this one goes. So the thicker one's on this side, where the thinner one is. Okay, so I see the thinner one's kind of like up there. All right, so we're gonna put the thicker one on. Alright, so we got our thicker one going. Got it in the wrong hole. So we'll get this out of here. that in the right hole, but this one's not. Okay, let's try not to damage this. Okay, we got it. There we go. Got it out. Move it down to this one. Boom. All right, see? Now we got this one in. And then we'll finally get the last one. Get it on top. Nice good oil serving. And I'm not gonna keep it like this one. This one was like almost, so like there's the big fat one, and then there's the little one. I'm gonna move it a little bit more further away just to keep it from, so we're gonna move it, I'm gonna say probably like right here. So we're gonna get the ring in, spread out the ring, and then let it fall in. Boom. There we go. All right, so here's our piston. Got it all nice and in there now. So one of the fun parts will be is getting it in the actual sleeve, because this has to be compressed, and we'll have to tip it in there, but we need to get the piston on first. So so what we're gonna do is gonna slide this on, get it as close to the thing that we can, and then we'll slide it into the actual piston here. So get you guys to come on over here. So make sure the end's up, the end is up. Just take it. Boom. Now the piston's there. So alright, so now we got the piston there, now we gotta get the ring on. Okay guys, so now I showed you how we installed it, the ring. Now we need to do it on the actual in the bike itself. So we already got the piston in. Now we just need to install this ring. So we'll do it like we did before. Get our hand up on it. Get some kind of push. Get the piston in the cavity. That would be a lot easier. And then we'll push down on the rings. Okay, so we got that. So now we're gonna push. Hopefully get this ring in here. It's actually being a little difficult. Wasn't as easy as we did earlier, so alright, so now we're in there. Now we're just going to push down. It's not wanting to go in. Alrighty, what's the fight? We're getting there. Let's see. Alright. Got that ring in the crevice. Give it a little bit more force. Careful not to crush your hand in the process. Man, so close. I knew that was going to happen. Didn't crush my hand, but... Alright, let's try this again. So... Alright, so we got it in there. Alright, we got it. It is in there. So now what we want to do is we want to turn it. Give it a little push. So I got to push and turn this because this ring is not set in there yet because it's not so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to turn it, but I gotta push down on it so I can get it to turn. So this ring, oh, we got it. Good. Now, we are good, guys. We are in there. All right. We are in. So, before we get started, we're going to have to take all this film stuff off ever so gently. So, that's what we'll have to do next. But, we are going to stop and... Alright guys, well, that's it for this episode. We finally got the piston in there. We didn't get it on top like I wanted it to, but we will get there. There's no rush. We'll take our sweet time because we want to do this right. We want to do this perfect. It took me a little bit to make sure I had the piston in the right direction, so the IN for intake was up. So I made sure I looked back at my video to make sure that I had it in the right spot looking at the old one, and I do. So we are good to go. But guys, this is super exciting. We are getting, sorry about that. We are getting so close to getting this done. I'm just super excited to get close to having this back in the bike, and then we can get everything bolted back up and filled and everything. So we are definitely getting close to getting it there. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys really like this, and please give us a thumbs up if you do. Give us some comments. Let me know how I'm doing on this scooter and if you guys like it. But guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a good and blessed day, and I'm gonna see you on the next fix. Until then, peace.